Hey everyone! Thank you for taking the time to join in with Uncommon Women Podcast, a dope podcast to bring light to reality from real life people sharing real life stories with a host of women having real life talk, the good and the bad, with no judgment. Uncommon Women's Loyalty is here to support those that need a safe space to speak their truth and rawness to the world. Tune in, relax, take notes, and let's vibe. Here are your hosts, Uncommon Women.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Uncommon Women. I'm Shanera.
And I am Jenny Lee.
And today I'm super excited. We have a guest speaker by the name of Tyra, born and raised in Philly. She's a mother of a beautiful daughter. Tyra is a wealth educator specializing in personal and business credit, as well as business funding. She has a background of several credentials, including insurance, real estate, and the IRS knowledge. And today she's going to be sharing her story of how she started and educating us on smart money. So thank you, Tyra. We are super excited for having you on today's platform, to teach us all the ins and outs about financial literacy. Before we get into the tea today, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and any fun thing you like to do on your free time?
Yeah, free time. I'm an entrepreneur. What's
yes, free time.
It's like, I don't know if does my even you sound like where does my even exist?
Time. That's what you do in free
time. In between time. What you like to do in your in between time?
In between, take naps.
So what's something that you enjoy doing with your daughter? Let's put it that way.
Riding her bikes. She's learning how to, she can ride a bike with the training wheels. So of course the next stop is taking the training wheels off. But yeah, right now we're riding bikes.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So in between, we learning how to ride the bikes, so she'll be getting in between the cars and stuff when she started driving when she's 16, 17, right?
Mm-hmm. I bought her one of them little kitty AMG Mercedes Benz. I'm like, here go your manifestation right here, baby.
Oh, come on. Come on. You already starting to spoil her. Is that what that is?
It ain't about spoiling. She needs to know that she can have nice things.
Yes.
And things that and not just material, but knowing that there's something to take care of and something she can look forward to.
I like that.
Yes, visualize.
Gotta see it
Gotta start them young.
Start young, exactly.
That's right. So before we get into speaking on smart money, can you tell us a little bit about your life and how was it growing up?
Okay, so as you said, my name is Tyra. I was born here in Philly. For anybody who's Philly natives, I was born in at Germantown Hospital. I'm an early 80s baby. And, I grew up as a little kid in the crack epidemic. I saw a lot during my days, even as my daughter age, as a small kid. But, at the end of the day, I always known that I was blessed with everything I went through and seen growing up in my household, outside of my household, on the streets, all that good stuff. That I always knew that it was more for me out there. And that's a blessing to have resiliency, going to school and I put myself through college. I have a bachelor's, I have a master's, all that stuff. And I learned a long time ago, ain't nobody gonna take care of you but you. So, then I've been married twice. Like I only got one kid, but I've been married twice. I got married once at 24, once at 30, and I'm not married anymore. That just is what it is. But like I said, I'm always going. I'm like that. I'm like Thomas the Train. I'm always going to keep on
moving.
No matter what, because there's only one man that's always going to have my back, and he don't reside here. So,
amen to that.
He in here. At the end of the day.
I love that. What motivated you, to have a different mindset based off of, your, I don't want to say poverty, like the environment, but
Well, let's be for real. It was poverty.
yeah. Like,
And
what happened?
yeah.
How did you change the narrative on your life versus what you seen?
I changed the narrative just that you when you grow and you're growing mentally, even in those type of environments, because that's a problem that a lot of people have. They're in that kind of environment and they're not growing. Okay.
Yes.
So even myself, I always knew I had goals. Like when people were cutting school and stuff in high school, no, school was actually my safe haven, believe it or not. So I always like was going to school. I played sports, all that kind of stuff. So I went to school. Then I always known I was going to college. So I went to college, stuff. You leave certain things behind. You leave a lot of things behind. You leave a lot of people behind. And even though you still got love for those people, there's a part of you that's always there. Like, so I'm from the hood. I'm North Philly certified. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I never,
It's in you.
that's always going to be in me.
Right.
And people know. They're like, "Oh, where you from?" I'm from Philly. Like, yeah, I know exactly. Like, you still going to get this. You still going to get that. But don't think I don't have this and don't know how to and all that stuff. So yeah, I ain't got 55,000 in student loans for nothing. So we gonna say it like that. But like I said, if it wasn't for the man above, of course, for giving me the blessing to know, like, no, Tyra, you're meant for so much more. And that's all I can really sum it up to. And I am blessed to have been in other places, to live in other places, to seen and met different types of people, all different types of people, all different types of ethnicities and economic backgrounds. And like, cause I know a lot of the hood, but the hood is not the only thing I know. Thank God.
Right.
Unfortunately, we got some people in the hood who never leaves the hood. They could be 60, 70, 80 years old, never left the hood. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I attribute it to.
Okay. So how did you get into the business aspect? Is that something that you actually went to school for? Like, did you so you okay, let's get into that. Let's get into that because you nodding your head like I ain't even go to school for that. Like
No. And here's the thing, I'll tell you, unfortunately, college can be a big trap because, you graduate high school at 17 years old and you told to pick a major and this is
mm-hmm.
supposed to be what you want to do for the rest of your life. And
Yeah.
you don't know nothing at that age. What did you know at 17?
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay,
Nothing at all.
my life was in shambles at the age of 17 as well. So went to college and took classes. They're like, okay, well, pick a major. I picked a major. Never end up doing anything with it, but that how I got to doing with finances and stuff is just based off my experience and something that happened with me. Unfortunately, with myself, I got into some things financially with my ex-husband, and the things was in my name only, not his. So, once the relationship was over, I still got those bills.
Responsibilities.
Yep.
Everything was on you.
So,
Right.
You got
things
stuck
like,
with it.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then I have a house. I am a homeowner. I've owned my home for 9 years now, and I'm proud of myself about that because I coach and speak with people who every day who still want to become homeowners. It's like it's never too late. So, I'm a mother, y'all know, and all that stuff. So it was like, okay, the lights gotta stay on, the food gotta stay in the fridge. I gotta keep dressing this kid, and
Right.
they grow like weeds, right? So it's like,
Yep.
well, what was you gonna do? So I let some of those things go, and it went to my credit, and also, now technically I'm a single parent, one income. I was working for the government at the time, and it was like, okay, well, what are we going to do? And God always put things in your life. He put people in your life and situations
Yes.
in your life when you need them, not when you want them, but when you need them. So I just saw some stuff on social media, and I was like, "Hey!" And the good thing was, it was the post I saw. And excuse my voice, I'm a little hoarse. I actually got sick last week, y'all.
Wow.
I'm
Sorry.
still recovering off that.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen a post that said, "Well, we can help you with your credit. You can earn some extra money." I said, "Hey, credit money? I need help with
I'm
that."
there.
So, I saw the info and I was like, "Yeah, where do I sign up?" And that's just how it started. It started because I needed some money. I needed to get my credit in order. That's how it started. But then I got to the platform, and when once I got indoctrinated, and it's like, okay, we really out here, we can really help people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that so part of my mission is to help people become financially literate. Part of my mission is to help people not settle, and especially when it comes to women, when it comes to my sisters, when it comes to mothers and single mothers. Why? Because can we tell the truth tonight? Can we be
Yeah,
Let's keep it.
definitely.
Let's keep it
Yeah.
on
let's
it.
keep it
Let's keep it
real.
on it.
So there's a lot of women in relationships right now. They only in that relationship because they finances.
Financial. Mm-hmm.
Let's be
Mm.
for real. So when women start getting their paper together, when they start getting their money right, they like, okay, I ain't gotta sit here and take this. You know, they ain't gotta take the abuse. They ain't got, take whatever conditions they're in, and not feeling worthy and not feeling enough because you got somebody telling you you're not. And so, and I was in a situation like that before. And if I can help another woman get out of that situation, I'm doing my job. Okay. If I can help prevent somebody from being in that situation, that
Yes.
stuff hurts. Okay.
Yeah,
And it
it
messes
does.
with your psyche as well. So, and the abuse comes in a lot of forms. It ain't just somebody punching you in your face or your mouth.
Right.
No. It
Yeah.
can come verbally, it can come emotional, it can be mental. It's a lot of things when it comes to abuse. So if I can help that woman escape that situation, that's what I'm going to do. Not only that, once you stop settling in one point of your life, you stop settling in other points of your life as well.
And
So
I'm
Mm.
that's
sure
my
when you're
mission.
codependent on someone that's financially taking care of you, it can affect your confidence too. It can affect your, like you said, your mental state and your well-being because you feel stuck.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
I appreciate you, trying to help, women level up and be independent for as if they're not in a good situation or circumstances at their home, that they
Mhm.
have enough confidence and education to be able to actually move on and do things on their own, which is really
Mm.
powerful.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
It sure is. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. Hmm.
You're welcome.
Yeah, definitely. And then not just the piece of that, like we see that like how they took affirmative action, they're taking affirmative actions out the schools and all that stuff. And people need to understand the color green, that's the real equalizer. Okay. You got the money, or
Mm.
not just having the money, being financially literate is knowing what to do with it. Okay.
Right,
So
right. So
you
let's
can
Yeah.
get
be
into that.
straight with your
What are
finances.
some
Mhm.
what are some common mistakes you see business owners make when first starting a business?
Um, First started their business. All right. So I run into a lot of people. They have no type of plan. They just
Mm.
doing whatever, and it's like, okay, you are cool. We want go after your dreams, monetize your hobbies. Yes, you should do all that stuff, but they it's just no type of plan. And they just like, okay, well, I'm just out here doing this. I'm just out here doing that, and okay, so that's one big problem I see. Another problem I see is like people with like, all right, so they got low and bad credit,
Mhm.
and what people don't understand is if your credit is bad, your business is going to stay stagnant as well. So you're not going nowhere. You're not going too far with bad credit,
Okay.
because it's harder to get funding. It's hard to get loans. It's harder to build business credit, stuff like that. Your credit help you scale your business, personal
Right,
and business
Mm.
credit. So with bad personal credit, you're not going anywhere. You're just spinning in circles. And I get people all the time say, "Hey, I want to do business credit. I want to do business credit." Okay, but sweetheart, you can't do nothing with a 500 credit score. So let's get it together. And then people, not only that, they kind of like give up. They just and they
Mm.
just is like, "Oh well, I'm gonna just be like this," but you're not going to go nowhere. You're going to stay stagnant and you're going to stay frustrated. And
Mm.
then you're gonna want to give up on your dreams and on your business and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's what I see like a lot of people doing, or people that's trying, they want to get it together, but they just kind of go about ways the wrong way, go about things the wrong way when it comes to their business. Like if you got a business and you're generating revenue from your business, it should be going in your business bank account, not your
right.
personal bank account. Just it's stuff like that. And then people apply for stuff and wonder why they get denied. Well, that's one reason why you get denied, because you are putting your business revenue in
You're
your
mixing the two.
yeah, it's called
Mm,
commingling. You're not supposed to
right.
commingle. Like so it's small things that mess people up, but the biggest thing is people credit. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Well, as being a business owner, is there any ways that they can do to kind of like do you have any ways that you can give like in some points on how they can fix their credit when they're trying to become a business owner?
Few things that people can do when it's time for them to work on their credit. Number one is you clean up your personal information on your credit report. You should only have your current address. You should only have your current legal name. You should have no phone numbers, one employer. So if you got 10, 5, 10, 15 addresses on your credit report, they need to come off. You got different variations of your name that need to come off. Like, so that's the basis of everything when it comes to your
Mm.
credit. So if you got negative items, of course, you need to do the legal dispute process, not online. That's another big mistake people make. They see on certain, I'm not going to say no company
I know
name.
what you was about to say. I
Like,
already knew what she was
ooh,
about to say. I was like, I
a
thought
lot of
about
big
it.
people.
We ain't gonna say, but I already know what you're talking about.
They say, ooh, do this.
Arena.
You need
No.
that. Nope. And then you just forfeited all your rights.
Right.
So stuff like that. Don't dispute negative things online. Number two, keep your credit utilization low. You'll see 30%, but the sweet spot is under 10. That's what lenders like to see. Make sure you have enough positive accounts contributing to your credit report and your credit score. Your credit score and your credit report are two separate entities, actually, but they need to be worked at the same time. So you want to make sure you have enough accounts on your credit report, at least five. And there's multiple ways to help you increase your credit score. Make sure you're paying everything on time. That's the biggest part of your credit is late
Mm.
payments. Make sure you pay everything on time. Don't close over accounts. Let's see, let me think what else. Don't apply for too many things at one time. You don't want to rack up a lot of inquiries. So that's how you just start with your personal credit. Oh, you need a mix of credit too. You need like revolving credit, which is like credit cards, and installment credit is like any type of credit that has the same monthly payment is an installment type of credit line, like your mortgage, your car note, a personal loan, your student loan, stuff like that. So you want to have a mix of credit. Lenders want to see that. And so that's the basis of everything for your entire adult life. And if you're a business owner, if you want to be in, excuse me, if you're a business owner, you want to build the business credit, they look at your personal credit because they want to, business credit
Right.
multiplies what's on your personal. So if you are a grown 40-year-old, 35-year-old person and all you guys are $500 credit card, don't think you're going to get a $10,000 business credit card. It don't work like that.
Mm.
So yes, your person, and then building business credit. It takes patience, takes a little time, but it's worth it. Building it properly. Okay. Another thing with people who are a lot of things I see with people with bad credit and they're in the credit repair process, they're very impatient. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
you had 15 collections, 5 charge off, 20 late payments, and you don't walked around like that for 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but you want this to be done in 30, 60 days. You got to have patience too. You got to have skin in the game. And if you really want it, you really want better for yourself, your credit change your zip code. Your credit will change the quality of the food you eat. Your credit will change the education your children have. Your credit changes your whole quality of life, period, because in certain zip codes them cops don't come as quickly, and them other zip codes you sneeze too hard and them cops coming.
Right.
So, so the people understand how important it is. Like do you want to turn your utilities on in your new place, or do you want to put down $500 first? You want to go to the cell phone store and have to put down $300 just to get a cell phone.
Right.
Stuff like that. It involves everything. Period. Is
Mm.
your adult report card, like they say.
I'm about to say, and then it keeps you in a cycle of overpaying
Bad
and
credit.
paying out.
So people with poor credit, poor and bad credit is like they're like a class of their own. Now here's the thing, because there's always going to be people who don't take care of their credit. So because of that, they're always going to pay more. Your entire life is more expensive with bad credit. I tell people all the
Mm,
time, if you're paying double digits for your car's interest rate, you're paying entirely too much.
wow.
So we're talking about high interest rates on your car, high interest rates on your credit cards, high interest rates on any loans. You can't buy a home, so you gotta keep on renting, and we know how crazy rent is because there's a lot of
Right.
people
Mhm.
out here with two bed. I got 3 bedroom, two and a half bed, two and a half bath house, and there's people out here paying $1,500 a month for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment here in
Mhm.
Philadelphia. So
Mm,
your entire life is just more expensive when you have bad credit. And but is what's unfortunate and what people don't know is that this economy would collapse without people who are financially illiterate and have bad credit.
mm,
This economy actually need those type of people. Can't survive without it. These are the same people that will go buy those $200 Jordans
Mhm.
mhm.
but can't buy a house. Things of that nature. The big screen TVs. Everybody want to
Mhm.
go buy those big screen TVs on Black Friday, but they don't want to spend $100 to go
To
get their
get their.
credit.
Mhm.
Stuff like that. So also being financially literate is like I said, is about changing and improving your relationships with your finances, but it's mindset first. If you don't get your mind right first, as to why you need to change your relationship with your finances, is nothing's going to change anyway, or you're going to end up in credit repair again, which does happen. People end up in it 2 and 3 times, which is ridiculous. You should learn the first time, but
And when you say credit repair, are you speaking specifically on bankruptcy, or is that different from the ins and outs of credit repair?
so credit repair, technically in layman's terms, is just getting the bad stuff off your credit.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
bankruptcy. And it could be anything from bankruptcy. It's far down as to inquiries on your credit report.
Now,
So
I'm sorry to cut you off. Is bankruptcy worse than having bad credit?
bankruptcy you will cause you to have bad credit. But
Okay.
what bankruptcy is to protect you against people that you owe. And before anybody ever files bankruptcy, they should speak with an attorney, a bankruptcy attorney. But what bankruptcy do, basically you can't pay them, and you might owe tens and tens and 20 and 30, 40, 50, however many thousands of dollars, and you can't pay all these companies back. You can't pay these businesses back. So you file bankruptcy. So it's
Uh-huh.
to protect you. Bankruptcy protects you, so they can't come after you for this money. And it could
Okay.
be personal or your business. Businesses file bankruptcy all the time. We know that Orange Man, he filed
Right.
bankruptcy on many of his businesses. So it's for protection. And but it screws your credit up, and you can't
Okay.
move for after you come out of bankruptcy. You can't really move for 2 years unless you go through the credit repair process.
Mm,
Wow.
Mhm.
wow.
Now, for a person that files for bankruptcy, let's say if they're married, does both partners have to file, or is that something that one can file for when it comes to filing for bankruptcy?
Yeah, that's subjective. That depends
Oh, okay.
on if that person the spouse was liable for the debt as well. Like if they went on it together. Like yeah, so that's very subjective. Yeah.
Mm, wow. So it's like your credit's messed up as much as his as it is. Wow.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Mm.
So be careful who you marry and what they got in
Mhm.
Well, see, and that's another thing. When it comes to who you getting with, part of what's up with your finances, what's up your credit needs to be the part of a conversation.
right.
But that's the type of stuff we don't learn growing up. And that's why we make mistakes with partners. Whatever. But that's something that needs to be part of the interview process. When it's
Yes.
when
Yep.
okay,
Yep. It's
Am I
really.
getting, am I getting myself into?
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It need to be more than just how many baby mamas you got.
Hmm.
Well,
Mhm.
okay, you want to marry me, but you got 500 credit score, but that's not gonna work, buddy. You need to work on your credit first. No, because I'm not marrying your bad credit. We're not getting into these debts together.
And
Mm-mm.
student loans and hospital bill, all that, all
Yep.
that.
Man,
Mhm.
man, this is for man. This what I'm gonna do for that. That's a
We're gonna tickle him at.
mm-mm.
So when do you think is a good time to ask those type of questions when getting to know somebody? Since we on the topic,
I
because
mean, if you want to be serious and you want to settle down, that's when you need to know.
it
But
needs
on
to
some
definitely
real
be
stuff,
before that.
especially
I agree.
Mhm.
for someone
Yep.
like me, because they're already going to know what I do, so that's going to bring about a conversation anyway. And that's also because they're going to end up saying it anyway. We're like, oh yeah, credit, oh yeah, I don't
Uh-huh.
really know much about credits because
Yep.
you already know what I do. So
Right.
yeah, so like yeah, so he automatically, whoever this is, he automatically gonna say it anyway. Like, I already know, and if he don't, then I'm like, yeah. So where you at? What's going on? Like, yeah, yeah, there's, how much do you know about the finances? And don't get me wrong, I could teach you, I can help. I ain't no problem teaching you with stuff, but I'm getting too old to be help building people up. No, I'm a little too old for that, man.
Here we go.
Mhm.
Here
You
we
know what
go.
I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to add you to my clients from.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's what end up happening. You end up a client, a paying client. Oh no, you ain't getting none of this for free, baby.
Right.
You gonna be a paying client, not only a client. Yes, and I'm dead serious.
And as a parent, I think it's also important to teach our children finances.
hmm
Yes.
Yeah, we know kids absorb everything, and
Mhm.
we got to be examples for our children. So of course, my daughter, she's here with me for everything. This entire journey, she been here with me. So she's like, yeah, mommy, we getting on the webinar, we Zoom, you get on Zoom. Oh, mommy, on the phone, we talking about credit, mommy. But oh yeah, she know, and she gonna be better than me when it's that time. So yeah, she getting it from
Mm.
yay high. So yeah.
But that's
Mm.
good because, it won't be foreign language to her when she gets older. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
she'll be already
She
Mhm.
gonna be looking
educated
at other people
and
funny, like
experienced. Like, wait, you got 500 credit score. Like, like,
I'm
Yep.
like, oh, your mom didn't teach you about credit? My mom did.
Yeah.
right, right,
And
right.
you're right, because we as parents should be examples to that. Because I mean, I wasn't taught, financial literature, even in school. Like they don't even have that. So it's
Yeah.
like you said earlier, like we go into college not knowing anything what our major is, and we just throw ourselves out there. We're never taught any of that.
Mhm.
So I mean, it took me a long time to get where I'm at in that. But I was able to, like, with my kid's father and me, we're able to teach our kids. My daughter's in college, and she'd be like, Mom, I'm going for my major, she's doing this, and she's like, Mom, it's hard. She's like, she's got to pay her, her, for her college and everything else. And it's hard. She's working. She's working and going to school and paying her financial aid or whatever she has
Mhm.
to do to make sure that she's like, Mom, I'm paying that now. Like now she's like in the place where she's paying it now, because once she graduates, she doesn't want to be in that debt. So,
Mhm.
which is a good thing. And I'm glad that me and her father were able to instill that in her.
That's awesome.
That's good. That's good. So, one thing I have noticed with being a business owner that no one's ever taught me was um, the consistency on your activity when it comes to building your business credit versus your personal credit. And I'm thinking, like, okay, I brought a couple things here now. Now my score is good. But then it's like, I went to go look at it again and it's like, wait, what happened to it? So can you explain or, educate people that is not aware about, the difference between, um, your personal credit and not having so much activity versus, when you're in the process of building your business credit?
Yes, correct. So we know, like, let's say if you have on your personal side, you got a credit card, and let's say you paid it off. So we know for a time it's going to keep on reporting, okay, 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 or pay this agreed, or whatever. Okay, you got
Right.
a check mark on your credit each month.
Mhm.
That's how it is on personal, but it's not like that on business side. So on the business side, your business credit only reports when you use it. That's number one. So
Okay.
if you're going to continuously build your business credit and to build it the right way, you have to use it. And the good thing about it, and then it's tiers to business credit,
Yes.
and it's there's a foundation, and it builds on top of each other. Like this, how business credit goes, like this, right? So it's tier one, tier two, tier three, tier four, and but to build properly up to each tier, you have to make sure that you have, they call them trade lines, which are just the accounts. They have to be ongoing. Okay.
Mm.
So if I want to build up and I want to build up and I want to get up to the American Expresses, and because I'm coming for the American Express Platinum card. I don't know about
Yes.
y'all. I want to be up in the lounge like this, like
First class in business class.
But the thing about it is, but to get up to that status or to put your car in your business name, to do those things, you got to have like 15 to 20 trade lines constantly contributing to your actual credit, which starts at tier one. So tier one says, okay, now you'll hear some people say, oh, well, you only need three trade lines to build your credit, which is, yeah, three trade lines will get you a score, but the lender, because there's something called lender compliance, say you need five. So if you want to go to tier two properly, you need five accounts on tier one. So you need those five, and those five need to keep going. Then you get to tier two, and I think you need like 4 or 5 there as well. Then those two got to keep going. So now you got 10. So then you want to go to tier three, and now you got those five. So now you got 15. Okay. So once you got all that stuff, that's when you can go get your car and your business name and get the big boys. And don't get me wrong, you can get the big boys before then, but guess what you need to get the big boys before then?
That personal credit gotta be good.
That thing got to be hot.
Okay.
Listen, the personal credit got to
Gotta
be
be
hot.
A1.
Okay? Big boys, them girls gotta be popping like this.
Right.
In the 90s, okay? That's how,
Right. When they run down, hey man, let me get you some wine. You want some wine? Like,
Yeah, I was getting ready to just upgrade one of my Capital Ones just so I can sit in the lounge. I was getting ready to do that.
That's a whole different level.
Just to sit in the lounge. I'm at one of the airports like Miss Harrison, is that good? Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, and and like I said, I get people all the time. They want business credit, they want business funding. I'd be like, bro, sis, we gotta do this. You gotta get out of the 500s, baby. Like, all the time. That's the basis for everything. That's the foundation for everything is your personal credit, your entire adult life. But said my people die due to a lack of knowledge, and I'm here to teach the knowledge at the end of the day. Or no, my people perish. What it say? Scripture said, "My people perish due to lack of knowledge." So I'm here to give them knowledge at the end of the day.
I love it.
Yeah.
We are going to have a quick commercial break, and then we're going to get into some more tea that you're going to drop us in regards to getting into smart money.
Okay.
Have you recently started a business? Maybe looking to get more exposure? Are you interested in taking your business to the next level? Let Uncommon Women podcast further assist you with our business and brand promoting packages. For more information, please email us at uncommonwomenpodcast.com or reach us directly on one of our social media platforms so we can further assist you. And always remember, stay uncommon.
Thank you for tuning in. So if you're just joining us, today we are talking about financial literacy. Tyra is here giving us the tea in regards to personal and business credit and how to build both of your credit expansions, whether it's for your business account or your personal account, and then how to get funding. So one question I would like to ask you is, what is some tips that you typically help your clients before getting into the process of anything when it comes to your finances, as far as financial literacy that people don't think about in the long run or short term before they get into working with a credit um, counselor or mentorship?
So even before you start the credit repair process, let's talk about saving your money and where you're saving it. A lot of us, we got the BOAs, the PNCs, and the WFs. We got those banks. You might have some money sitting in those savings accounts, and you're not seeing any type of return on them. So one thing I am a big advocate for is like high yield savings accounts, or other types of accounts that where you can get an upwards of like maybe 5, 6, 7% on your a return on your actual savings. Because like in the regular commercial banks, first of all, number one, you got to have like at least $1,000 in the account to even see a return, and then it's like a penny every
I
month.
was about to say it's like 0.2.
Yeah.
Every month.
You barely see
However, you get this stuff in a high yield
Yeah.
savings account. Let's talk about even with 5% high yield savings account, and you got $1,000. You do the math on that. That's $50 in a year, like a year. So something like that. Let's talk about saving your money. Okay, so we should all have that nest egg. They say about 6 months of savings, so stuff like that. Um, Also having a budgeting every month, cutting down on the unnecessary spending. Let's talk about all these apps you're paying for that you're not using, eating out. And unfortunately, we know people that have a lot of bad habits. I don't have, and I'm thankful that I don't have the habit of smoking and
Mhm.
drinking and things of that nature. But that stuff is expensive. People that smoke cigarettes, drink a lot of alcohol, they smoke, marijuana and all this types of stuff, those types of addictions and stuff, those addictions are expensive, and that's something else. And don't get me wrong, those are in every neighborhood, but of
Mhm.
course when you in the hood, it's going to cost you more money.
Right.
Why? Because this is the area of people with the least amount of financial literacy and the lowest credit scores. So it's a cycle. Like people truly don't understand that the bad credit is a bad credit cycle, and then you
Mm.
passing that down to the next generation, and they're not doing nothing about it. They're passing it over and passing it down, and all that good stuff. So I give kudos to all the folks who actually take action to want to change that in their lives. So definitely, so saving, budgeting, like don't wait till you want to buy a house to all of a sudden you want to save. Like when it comes to money, like it's not always the easiest thing to do, but one of the things I've learned, especially in this game, is have the money available and not just when you need it. Borrow money when you don't need it. Because when you do need it, that's not when you're going to get it. Look where we at in this economy right now. Even when it comes to building your personal credit, you see a house that you like, or we know in COVID times how low the interest rates was at the historical lows. Now where they are, they at we're at 7 point something percent right now, 8%, and that's just the base rate.
Pretty high,
And what the
right?
mortgage company going to put on top of that? We had 7.25 at base. What is the mortgage company going to put on top of that? Now you at 8.5 or 8.25 or 9%, or you at the bare minimum of that 620 or a 640. Now you paying 10%, where you may have been able just to pay 8% had you had a 680 or above, or a 700, something like that. So now you want to buy a house. Now you want to save the money. No, build it up. For that's another thing. Even for businesses, you can borrow $10,000 like this. Like that's nothing. If your credit is decent and you got a job, they'll give you $10,000. That's what people don't get. Oh well, I want to go get this loan, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but you got a 500 credit score. No, get that bad boy to 680 and above, and you got a okay paying job. You can get $10,000 like that. Have it and just have it chill until you need it. This to scale your business. You need funds. Apply and get the money when you don't need it, because when you do need it, that's when you're gonna be desperate, and that's when you're not gonna get it. building business credit. Build it now so you will have it. Okay. Like the good thing about, like, let's say if you want to get like a grant or something for your business. Okay, so you don't need good credit for grants. But if anybody know how hard it is to get grants, it is very difficult. So people go, so they say, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start applying for loans. But now you're having a difficult time getting a loan because your credit is bad. So let's work on this credit, baby. Please, please, please. So that's another thing. Have the money, build the money up. Sometimes people gotta make sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like get yourself another part-time job. We got
Yeah,
these
I was just about to
home
say,
job,
some people be
huh?
like, oh, I was just about to say, some people's like, well, I don't have money to save. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. How do I get out of that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck? And it's like, you got to make sacrifices. Like you
You
said, get a
do.
Yep.
part-time job to pay some of that debt that you have, or a
Yeah.
part-time
Yep.
job just to save.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Over 80% of the country lives paycheck to paycheck, and no job really is going to pay your worth. So, I mean, I've done it before. I worked the two jobs. I worked the two full-time jobs. So, a part-time job and a full-time job. I worked two part-time jobs in college. So work, 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 work. That's all I knew. That's all I know. But that doesn't have to be the end game. But hey, if you want to get to that end game, you got to make that sacrifice. So go ahead, work that little part-time job, do something on the weekends. This gig economy is 17 million people, probably more now in the gig economy. And those are people that's doing DoorDash and Uber and
Mm-hmm.
Grubhub and all that stuff because they know what they doing ain't working and is not going to work, especially where we are in the economy now. People getting laid off, these creditors, they lowering your credit limits. The government about to shut down. That's another thing. When I work for the government, and the people don't know, they threaten to shut the government down every year. It just doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, it looks like it might happen. It might happen. And so the last time I worked for the government, that was the 2018 to 2019 transition. Now some
Okay.
people, they wasn't 100% aware that the government shut down. Like, yeah, we shut down for 5 weeks. But what y'all don't know is that there's such things as essential workers, which mean they still gotta come to work and not get paid. So
What?
unfortunately, oh
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
girl,
Yeah, I
No.
know about
it's
essentials, but I
slavery
didn't
to
know.
another level. Thank God.
Wow.
And here's the crazy part. I'm gonna tell you how God always been looking out and blessing me. Like I wasn't an essential worker, but as soon as we went back to work, I ended up managing a unit where they were essential workers and they came to work. They had to come to work every day and work. Now, of course, I didn't get a paycheck. We didn't get a paycheck while the government was shut down. And anytime the government shut down, we don't get paid. Or excuse me, government employees don't get paid because I ain't there no more. But the unit I end up
And they file
managing,
for unemployment? Like,
hmm,
how does that work?
you can file for unemployment, yes, but then you
Okay,
gotta pay
okay.
it back once you get paid.
Right.
So we had to.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, I said slavery on another level.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Slavery on another level. But yeah, yep,
Like,
definitely. I definitely want that time being the little bit of unemployment I got, I did have to pay it back. But yeah, those were 5 weeks. It happened December 2018 to January 2019 is the last time the government shut down.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a mess. And the crazy part is during COVID, when everybody was losing their jobs, we still was getting paid. Now I was in management at the time, so I was working the entire time, but it was people that did not work for months and months and months and were still getting paid through COVID.
wow.
If you worked in
Great.
for that part of where I worked at in the federal
Mhm.
government, as y'all know, I worked for the Internal Revenue Service.
Wow.
Mhm. Yep.
Wow.
Oh, I do not know. I mean, they say the benefits is good, but if y'all shut down and I'm not getting paid, I don't know what
Had
type
to
of
come to
benefits
work.
I'm reaping from that.
Still had to come to work.
Yeah, because you don't. Oh,
Mhm.
I wouldn't even be able to trust it at all. No.
Yeah. Well, you got people that work for the Social Security Administration. They still had to come to work and stuff like that. No matter if people got their checks or not, the Social Security checks. But yeah, yep, 5 weeks so you shut down. I was in here chilling. We ain't had no money for real. But so I went through some savings and that last paycheck.
Right,
A lot of people just 1 or 2 paychecks away from the poverty, and this is, like I
right,
said, this is the reality we live in. That's why, man, you got to hustle up, and that's why I appreciate and I respect people that do their businesses, people that do they have their hobbies and they make monetizing it. I meet a lot of women, like some of the things that they do, these women out here, like these estheticians, those girls be making some money. Okay. These makeup artists, those girls
Yes,
like me, this is all I know how to do. This is all look,
Yes.
this is real basic. This all I know how to do. But them girls that know how to beat your face.
I was about to say, yes, it's a talent.
They making some money, but I be like, sis, come on, let's do this the right way. Oh, I want business credit. Come on, we come on. Look, here go my hand, sis. I need you to come and hold my hand because I need you to get it together. That's what you was asking me before about the mistakes that people make. It's just that they out here, they doing it, but they're just mismanaging everything. And it's like it comes to a point in your life, like, okay, we got to stop blaming how we were raised. We got to stop blaming our parents and our grandparents. Oh, I wasn't taught this. None of us was. Now it's time for you to learn so you can teach the next generation or you can teach
Right.
the next person. We got to stop using that excuse too. That's another that's so problematic, man. It's a cancer. I didn't know. And I said, yeah, none of us knew. But guess what? Like it's like it's so much information and education out here now. You got, man, YouTube. There's a lot of people online. Yes, yes. Hey, girl. Oh, yeah, my girl Makisha.
Time to break
Yes, it's time to
generation
break those
curses.
generational curses. And like I said, I'm always going to be thankful to God above because I stopped a lot of those curses, a lot of those things, those habits and addictions and all that stuff. It was stopping with me. And the reality of it is I made up my mind when I was about 8 years old that it was going to stop with
Wow.
me. So like I
Wow.
said, he be watching over. You know what I mean? Yes, it is time to break these curses. We got children, us as mothers, and we just gotta stop so many things. Like it ain't good to see your child to see people running in and out your house, having men running in and out your house. Like you can't. How's your children? How's your son going to respect you? Your daughter going to be like, oh, is that what I'm supposed to do? That kind of stuff. Be a better steward over your money and what you do with it, man. We gotta get out here and hustle. You can't be lazy. Like we gotta get off our butts. You know what I mean? Like if I had to go out there and do Uber or something, listen, if you see me come pick you up in a lift or something, yeah, well, hey Tyra, what's up? What's up?
Right. Yeah.
Listen, I've done Uber. I've done Uber.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done Uber.
And I've done Instacart. I've done Instacart.
Yeah.
So like, there's so many different type of hustles. I feel like there's no excuse.
There is no excuse.
There's
There's no excuse
excuses
at all to like not, make a hustle. If you're struggling and you need that extra money, you're gonna go out there and go get it. That's just how it is. And you want to make
the mentality we all should have, but we got so many people with defeatist mentalities and the woe is
and
me
pride.
and pride. What's up with the pride though? Like
pride. It's the pride.
Get out of here with that. Are you kidding me? Like I said, if I come pick y'all up in the lift one day, hey, what's up? What's popping? Where we going?
Right. If you coming to pick anybody up in the lift, I mean, think about it. They ain't got no car if they're getting picked up in the lift.
Yeah, or when I go to the airport, I only drove to the airport one time, and that's only because I wasn't staying out of town that long. But a lot of times when I go stay out of town, I'm going for like a week or so. I ain't storing my car down there for no damn
nightly fee, right?
$30 a night and 30, 40. I'm good, but no, like I said, I'm picking you up. Who else we picking up? What's up? I needed some extra money. Hey. I gotta pay this credit card down. Listen, where we going today? Like just like this, where we going? Like that's how it is, and that's the type of mentality you gotta have. Like these student loans right now, I might just be in the Uber.
I'm mad they about to start back up. I'm trying to figure out how
they starting back up come Monday.
That I was supposed to
Monday. Okay, like I said, you might see me in an Uber or a Lyft. That's for the student loans.
They send a text and an email. They said, "Oh, you going to hear from us."
They not playing.
Whether you like it or not.
They not playing. They want their money.
They definitely not playing. So, do you have any closing thoughts or knowledge you want to provide before speaking about your business and how you can help women and what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Hmm. Well, I do want to say first that I want to help anybody who's willing to help themselves. But it's just out here is we just got to get a grip on what we want out of our lives and what we pass down to the next generation. And we need to pass on, like I said, we got a saying that says we need to pass on, assets, land, and wills, not bills,
Mm-hmm.
not poverty. And poverty, and what people don't understand about like poverty and being poor, that's not just about social economic status, it's a mindset. So when we need to, what we need to pass down is the resiliency. We need to speak life into our children. We need to speak life into to teenagers and the kids. That's this generation alpha that's here, and because they the babies right now, and
Mm-hmm.
we need to speak life into them and give them what we didn't have, or if we can't give it to them, show them how to go out there and get it, or get the information at the most. Like, we live in the information age. Like, you can go on YouTube and get a lot of good information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can go on TikTok and get a lot of good information. There's a lot of people out here just they spitting game. So if people want to be like, oh, well, they always trying to charge everything. Well, first and foremost, I'm a business person. You can't get everything for free. And if
Right.
you got the idea in your head that everything should be for free, number one, you got no business being a business owner. And number
Mm-hmm.
two, that's a mindset you need to get out of, because everybody got to make a living, and money
Right.
only come from one place, and that's people. I don't care if nobody told you. No, it don't come from trees. Money come from people. Now, you be quick to go stand in that line to go support that such and such from Love and Hip Hop and buy their clothing or their makeup line, but
Mm-hmm.
not thinking that, yeah, they just made that money off of you. But when your friend said, hey, I'm starting this business, can you support me? You like, no, you ain't making no money off me. But like, what you talking about? Didn't them Jordans just cost you like $200 now? So like I said, it's a mindset, and it's a mindset we gotta get out of.
In an investment, I think a lot of people look at money differently. When it comes to mindsets, it's not always about what you're losing, but look at it sometimes in what you're gaining and what you're taking and what you're investing into that. Because
Mhm.
a lot of the money that I've put out, I invested it into myself, and then I invested it into my
Yeah.
business, and then it came back forward. So I think people just have to, like you said, it's all about your perspective and how you look at things, because everything is not always a loss. It could be a gain so that you can
Yeah.
gain further in life.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. You gotta invest in yourself first, and
Nope.
investing in your business is investing in yourself. And plus, it's a tax
Right.
write-off. Like, come on, y'all.
Right.
That means less taxes that you owe and want to give back to this country, possibly more money back in your pocket, maybe.
There
So,
we
yeah.
go.
That's good. That's good.
Yes, definitely. So, all right. So you said next, talk about a little bit about my business and what I do. And that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. All right. So, the main things I do is I do help people get their credit right. You know, and what I do love about it is the education process of it. There is credit is a game. You gotta learn how to play it. So, as we've been saying throughout the entire time here, your credit, your personal credit is the foundation of your entire adult life. So let's get your personal credit together, so we can change your zip code. Okay. You got a business. Let's get your personal credit together so you can build your business properly. Build your business credit properly. That way you can scale your business to be able to do more with your business. Let's talk
Mm,
about you being able to get business funding as well. Now, not all funding look at your credit, but all the traditional banks do. But there's different types. There are different types of banks. Like, you got fintech banks as well, and or other types of lenders where they credit might not be an issue, but the payback terms is always going to be higher. That's point blank period. But I do meet people, a lot of people. So, well, a lot of people, remember I was saying a lot of people, they don't have a plan. So
right.
they come to me and they don't have none of the three C's that lenders are looking for, which is credit, cash or collateral. So collateral, of course, is something you can have and say, hey, I'll give you this. In turn, you give me this money. If I don't pay it back, you keep that. That's collateral.
Mhm.
Cash, of course, is your revenue, and your
Right.
credit is your credit. But what disappoints me is that I run into people that don't have none of those three things. And it's like, okay, well, if you say you got a business, your business is not making any money, you don't even have a job. It's like, then what are you doing? I don't
Mm.
want to work a job. Well, how are you out here living? Oh,
Right.
and because you don't have any money, now your credit's getting even worse. So, and you can go somewhere with good credit and your business ain't really making no money and walk out of there with money from the bank. That's what people don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Get your credit together, especially on the business side. You got 700 credit score. You got a clean credit report, y'all. Because like I told y'all, your credit report and your credit score are two separate things.
Mhm.
Clean credit report, you got 700, man. Those banks will throw a bag at you. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. I'm telling you. People don't know that though, but you gotta have the credit. That's one of the C's. So cash, credit, and collateral. And that's what I'm saying. Have a plan when it comes to your business. Just don't start doing stuff. Don't pick up stuff and throw it at the wall and let's see what's going to stick. No, have a plan. You can also, a business plan and a pitch deck. That's a good way to develop to see the trajectory of your business as well. And what do you ultimately want to do? Like, what is your mission? What are you here for? Like me, I'm here to teach my people financial literacy. I want to help women not settle. I want children to start becoming financial literate in middle school and high school and not be just lost in the sauce once they get dropped off at the graduation. That's what I'm out here doing. Oh, because we do have a children's program as well. So, not just teaching adults, we can teach the babies too. But yeah, those are the plan. And then that comes in, your credit and your cash comes in with the business funding. So you making the revenue, you can get a bag. But there's different ways to do it. There's different ways to skin a cat, but you gotta have one of the three. And if you don't have any of the three, what are you doing? Nothing. Okay, so yeah, we got like some people really need a reality check when it comes to that. And yes, the good thing is you don't have to have good credit to get business grants, but business grants are hard. But I'm not saying that to deter people. Please apply for them. And there's certain things you can do to actually help better your chances. Like I have my own financial literacy group. Got two groups. One is with my business partner, and I got one with myself. One good way to help differentiate yourself is to go on, the SAM's website and register yourself if you're a minority as a minority-owned business, or if you're a woman as a woman-owned business. So you might not now, instead of competing with 1,000 other applicants, now all those other businesses that's not registered, you might now only be competing with 100. A
Mm.
whole lot of better chances one out of 100 than
That's
one out of
right.
1,000, right? And what
Yeah.
people don't understand too is business grants, there's something called a waterfall effect. So, which means that once you are eligible and you actually receive one grant, since you're in their database now, it's easier to get another grant. It's called the
Mm.
waterfall effect. So it's out here to get. People just got to do the work, and that's the biggest disappointment I have with dealing with the public is the inconsistency and the impatience. Like I said, we got people you've been walking around 500 credit score for 5, 10, 15 years, but after 3 months, it ain't where it is you want to be. You want to stop.
Mhm.
Mm.
You get a business grant, you get told no once. After that, you want to sit in the corner and cry. Like no, like I've been disappointed my whole damn life. And you ain't gonna tell me no one time and I'm gonna stop and
Right.
then keep trying.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
then being a business owner, y'all know it's hard. Let's talk about
Mhm.
these peaks and these valleys, man. Because when you up there, that peak it feels good. But
Yeah.
that valley hurt bad.
Mm.
Okay, that valley gonna sit you down and humble you, but you
Yes.
want to be humble if you willing to get back up and keep going. People always talking about, well, I don't want to fail. No, ain't nothing
That's
wrong
the
with
part.
failure.
That's the part of
Yeah.
getting to
That's
where
going to
you gotta
build your
go.
Mhm.
character. That's
Yep.
going to build your
Mhm.
heart. That's going to build your spirit. That's going to build every fiber in your body as long as you keep on getting up. But people think failure is a bad thing. No, failure is only bad if you stay down. You only a
Yep.
loser if you stay down.
Right.
Failure don't make you a loser. Staying down makes you a loser. Failure
Yeah.
builds your character. Failure is going to make you better. Doing it, like doing some things. But my whole motto in life, period, is trying to teach somebody how to not do it wrong, because I've done so many things wrong and it wasn't taught to me. I
Mm.
made so many mistakes. I've done so many things wrong. So I do want to help people not do things wrong the first time around, instead of you just learning the hard way. But unfortunately, we do learn a lot of things the hard way, or just being hard headed.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no, failure don't make is not bad. You just got to keep on failing to learn from those mistakes. Okay, review it, do better, and then keep on going. Too many people, they just want to give up, and
Mm.
that's another thing. So those are my parting words, man.
Yes,
Keep
yes.
Mm.
going. Don't
That's
give up.
so good.
Mhm.
So
That
can
is
you
so good.
share with us your website for those that's going to be tuning in, voice it versus audio version versus video version? Can you share
Oh,
where they can check you
okay.
out?
So, my this website is BelleenEnterprisesLLC.com. Um, for people that know me online, my name is Tyra Jacklene. So, and my daughter's name is Bellamy, aka Bella. So that's where the name comes from. Is a combination of Jacqueline and Bellamy. So Bellamy is my baby. I'm gonna share everything with her, and of course, I'm an enterprise. I'm all that stuff.
Aw.
So that's where the name comes from, and I had that website is there. Plus, but you see me more on social media, because I'm everywhere on social media. Like I'm on
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and what's the new thing? Threads. Well, I'm not even on that
Oh,
one.
Thread is another one. Lord Jesus.
Oh,
I
I
like
didn't even know.
it.
I didn't even know that was a new one. I gotta check
Yeah,
that out
yeah,
now.
yeah. Man,
I'm
it's so
still
much
trying to
stuff.
get
I'm
on
not on
TikTok.
Twitch or Snapchat. I do have a Snapchat page, but I don't know how to use it. But yeah, YouTube. I'm always around somewhere, so you see this mug somewhere. Like,
I love it.
mhm, yep,
Thank you so much, Tyra, for your
mhm,
for your testimony, and not just your testimony, but helping others out there that are able to want to just come out and just want to break those generational curses and their finances. And I love how you can tell you have a passion in that.
mhm.
And I applaud you for that, to just being patient and taking out time to helping others and doing that. Thank you
Thank you.
so
I
much.
appreciate that. Somebody hopped in my inbox like last week or the week before. She like, just in case anybody don't tell you, I appreciate what you're doing.
Mm.
And but people don't understand. Well, I think people do understand, but people really don't understand. I don't care what your relationship is with somebody, being valued and appreciated is priceless beyond mean. Period.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what type of relationship, if it's interpersonal, if it's a personal relationship, your spouse, your partner, your friends, all that stuff. I don't care what type of relationship it is. When you are appreciated, man, it lets you know you're doing the right thing, and it goes so far. And it's like, you know what, I'm gonna keep going because I'm doing something right.
Yeah, you definitely
Mhm.
are. You definitely are. So we have a question we ask all our guest speaker. What makes you uncommon?
Woo! It's funny because I did title this my part of the stream, or I am an uncommon woman. Um, have a conversation with me. Sit down with me one on one. Cause me and Coco over here, we was talking some things at that table. And
Listen,
it
we
was
was at
just me and you.
Fridays
It
talking
wasn't
about
nobody else in that conversation. You do remember that, right? Okay. Me and her was there. So
we was talking.
let me sit you down and have a conversation with me. And you gonna learn so much stuff. And it's funny because I put a post up yesterday, right? So I had two pictures, one of me like doing a real silly face and another one with my face made up. And I said, well, there's two sides of me. Like, I'm silly and I'm serious, and I like I'll pray with you and I'm gonna crack dirty jokes. Like, I love doing this and I love video games. Like the duality of my brain and my personality. Yeah, that kind of makes me uncommon. But I'm gonna tell you a few things that's gonna have you scratching your head, like, and make you want to go look some things up and Google it. And like, yeah, that makes me an uncommon woman. Period.
Mm.
And what else? I said I like to play video games and I know how to pop a nine because I do. So yeah, that's me
I
all day.
love that. I love that. I love that.
Don't think you running up in her house. Just saying.
Yeah. 'Cause you see the laser on you. You see Predator. You see that movie Predator.
Oh,
She gonna
See
show
you
you what
later,
North Philly
you know
about.
why.
yeah,
For real.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies. I love me some Predator.
Thank you so much again, Tyra, for coming on here and just gracing us with your information and keep doing what you're doing. And to our audience, thank you for tuning in this evening. As I close out, I want to speak on our I Love Myself seminar that we are having November 8th. And November 18th, let me correct myself there. If you want to purchase tickets, you can go to www.uncommonwomen.net. Eventbrite.com. Make sure you get your tickets. It's going to be a very empowering platform that we're having, and definitely you should be in tune with that. Also, we are looking for vendors. So if you're a vendor or anyone that has a business or just starting your business, and you're interested in being in our seminar, you can email us at uncommonwomenpodcast@gmail.com for any information. And make sure you tune in next week for another powerful testimony, and stay uncommon.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you've been shacking up with us for a while and haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Please like and subscribe to Uncommon Woman so you won't miss another episode. And remember, don't let anything or anyone affect your peace. Good vibes and stay uncommon.